Hey guys, it's Brittany with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your new command website in 20 minutes. This will primarily be for agents who have not yet set up the platform at all, or however, if you want to spot check everything and just make sure everything's live and completed, this will go over that process. So to start, I'm logged into my command platform and I'm right on the home screen. I'm just going to be clicking on my name in the top right-hand corner. And then I'm going to be clicking on settings. Once your settings page has loaded, we're going to be clicking on Connect Settings, which is going to then give you Marketing Profile. And we're going to be clicking on that. This marketing profile is essentially where you guys have access to edit any of your contact information, your headshot, your team logo, office information, social media links, and it's actually going to feed to all of Command. This includes your website. It's also going to be where you guys can make updates for your mobile app, any smart plans, emails that are going out. All of that is going to pull from this platform. So the first thing you guys should be seeing is your photo. You guys have access to add your headshot and also a team logo. Both of these should essentially be a square in order for them to populate correctly on the mobile app. However, if you do have a rectangle logo, you can add that in. It won't distort it on your website. However, it may squish it a little bit on your physical mobile app. But you do want to make sure that your headshot is cropped to be a square. And once you guys have uploaded those, scroll down a little bit, we're going to see My Details. This is just going to be your basic contact information. So you're going to have your first name, your last name, agent license number, team name, job title, credentials, bio. None of these are mandatory. However, they are recommended. So for your team name, we recommend that you put your name or your team name or a slogan, anything along those lines, because it's actually going to be the title of your drop-down list on your website. And I'll show you guys where that populates later as well. Once you guys have added that information in, you have your bio. You can add that in as well. If you don't have a bio, you can essentially hold off and add that in at a later date. That's completely fine. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have phone numbers, mobile and office. Both of these are mandatory. However, you can duplicate your mobile number if you'd like. Just make sure that your office doesn't require their phone number to be on your website. Then you have your email. This should be whatever email address you use for your business. It doesn't necessarily have to be your Keller Williams email. It's whatever business email you want on all of your marketing. You also have your website. If you don't already know your website URL, you can leave this blank for now and we can go back in and add it in afterwards. If you do know your website URL, you do want to make sure that you have the HTTPS in the beginning and then semicolon // And if you guys are working with a .kw.com URL, you want to make sure you remove that www. So it should just be HTTPS semicolon / scottleroymarketing.kw.com. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have our Market Center brokerage logo. If you guys don't have that or don't know where to find it, feel free to shoot us an email and we can always help you get access to it. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to see your office name, your office phone number, and then the physical street address with the city, state, and zip underneath. Then you also have your brokerage license number, which is not mandatory. However, if you have it available, you can add that in as well. Scrolling down a little bit more, these are where some of the things have changed. You now have access to not only add legal footer text, so if you have certain verbiage that your office wants you to add, that will get added right here. However, if you also have URLs that need to be added, for example, if you're a licensed agent in New York and you need the fair housing, if you're a licensed agent in Texas and you need the information about brokerage services, you can add that in right to your website. The text would go right here. The URL for whatever document you're trying to share would go on the right-hand side, and that will actually give you a clickable link right at the bottom of your website. Scrolling down a little bit more, you also have your legal footer images. These images are going to show up very small, but if your board or your brokerage requires a certain logo to be at the bottom of your page, I know that some require the realtor logo or anything along those lines, you can actually come in here, click on upload, and it will allow you to pull that image right from your computer. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have our social media URLs. These you do also want to make sure are hyperlinked. So you want to make sure that you have that HTTPS semicolon // and then your individual profile. In order to get this URL, you would just need to essentially go to your home profile of Twitter, make sure that you're on your business page, and then you can just copy the URL right from the top of the page and then paste that right in here. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have our Facebook pixel ads and our Google Analytics ID. We do have videos that go over how to set these up individually. However, as far as getting these added, if you already know those codes, you can add them in here. It's just going to allow you to track your ads and also track the traffic that is happening on your website. Right underneath that, we have our branded app. Your branded app should be essentially the HTTPS semicolon / and then app.kw.com with your code. If you don't know what your code is, I'm going to show you guys where to find that URL as well. Once you guys have done all of that, we're just going to click on save and make sure that all of our changes are saved. This is letting you know that your marketing profile has been updated, so we can X out of that. And then the last thing you want to do on this section is to make sure that this is toggled to be green. If it's gray, you should be able to click it. A compliance notice will pop up letting you know, make sure that everything that your office requires, that Keller Williams requires, has been added to this section, and then you can accept it and it will allow you to toggle this to be green. Once you guys have done that, your information's added, your toggle switch is green. We're just going to click on the consumer section. Once we click on consumer, we're just going to click on agent site pages. And then right across the top, you should either see your URL already. If not, you should see configure your site. If you're not seeing either of those, if you scroll down, you also have a configure your site at the bottom left-hand corner. And we're just going to click on that. And this is going to allow us to actually launch our website. Once we click on that, we're going to select the first option. I want to use the new KW agent sites and then submit. This page is just letting us know what we're going to be doing by going through this Kelly guide. Choose our subdomain, theme and styling, and page creation. And then we're just going to click on get started. Once this comes up, this is the same compliance reminder I had referenced earlier. It's just letting you know that if your brokerage decides that they need the DBA logo or ownership statement, whatever it may be, make sure that all that information is added and that you're within the Keller Williams compliance and your brokerage's compliance. So we're just going to click on acknowledge and continue. Once you guys get to this page, the first thing you'll want to make sure is that your subdomain is typed in here. So this is going to be, again, just your subdomain. Ours is set up as Scott Leroy Marketing, and then this will automatically end in .kw.com. If you guys have not previously claimed it, make sure that you click on confirm domain. This will claim it, and you'll see your congrats, you have claimed your subdomain. If you get an error here, it means that either another agent is using that domain or it's just not within Keller Williams compliance. Once you've done that, we're just going to click on the marketing profile information. This is where you're actually going to see all of the information that we just added on the marketing profile. So you're going to see your name. We have our market center name, our address for our market center, our team name. I'll show you guys where that shows up. So when you guys select your team name, this is where it's going to be. So this is our website, and this is actually the title of our drop-down list. So when you guys add your team name in there, that's where it's going to be showing up. Underneath that, we have your professional job title, your email, office phone number, mobile number, and your biography. Your biography is required here. However, if you don't have anything yet, by all means, you can put a placeholder there, or you can always come back and add it in later. Underneath that, agent license number, compliance information, brokerage license number, phone number, and then your links that you may have added. And then you also have your footer images. Scrolling down a little bit more, you're going to see all the logos that we previously added on the marketing profile as well. So we have our headshot, we have our office logo right underneath, which is no longer distorted. And then we have our team logo that is set up as a square. Right underneath that, we have all of our social media URLs. You'll notice they're still all hyperlinked. We have our HTTPS and then semicolon //. This is just going to make sure that they're all clickable right from your website. From here, it should automatically be pulling your personal KW mobile app link. We are not licensed real estate agents, so that's why ours looks a little bit weird, but yours should be pulling an actual link. If it's not, definitely let us know and we can always take a look at it for you. From here, we're just going to click on Save and Continue. Once we get to this page, you guys do have access to select either the KW red theme or the dark theme. What this is going to do is if you do not have an actual logo added to your website, it's going to essentially depict whether the logo in the left-hand corner is gray or red. And it's also going to adjust the accent color. So for example, the red, the accent colors are going to be red. The dark, the accent colors are going to be, it's kind of like a dark gray borderline on black. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have our homepage text. This is what's going to populate right across the main screen of your website. So we have for all of your real estate needs added there. You guys can put whatever you'd like. Down a little bit further, we have our images. These are the background images. So if you guys are looking to edit these, you can actually come in here and delete the originals and then come in and upload your own. The recommendation is 1200 by 1200. However, we've noticed that the actual size should be more along the lines of 1200 by 600 or 1200 by 800. As you can see, the actual image is a rectangle. Keep in mind, if you do delete these images, you cannot get back the standard images, so make sure that you do have something to replace them. Scrolling down to the bottom, I'm just going to click on Save and Continue. From here, we have our company profile. Company profile is essentially a custom page that you guys can set up. You guys can add any information you'd like, whether it's on the brokerage, whether it's on your real estate area, whatever you'd like. To start, we do have our navigation tab. This is just going to tell you how these pages are going to fall on the main menu. So right now, company profile would be first, about me would be second, contact us would be third. We have additional pages, so this is kind of void for us. However, if you are just setting up your website now, you can actually drag and drop these around based on whatever title or whatever order you want them in. Right underneath that, you have your search engine optimization. You have your page title. This is going to be the actual title of your page on the drop-down list. So on this actual drop-down list here, if you label it company profile, it's going to show up as company profile. Underneath that, we have our URL slug. So our URL is going to be scottlivraymarketing.kw.com. Our slug would be /about us, meaning that if you share this direct URL, it's going to bring people right to your company profile page. Then you have your SEO description. Your SEO description is going to be the little blurb that shows up right underneath your website if someone Googles it. So if somebody comes across this URL on Google, the SEO description is just going to be a brief description in regards to what this page might have on it. Right underneath that, we have the content. This is where you guys can add essentially whatever you'd like. You can change your headers if you want, if you're using it for a team page, whatever it may be. If you have information about your local area or your brokerage specifically, why work with your brokerage, or whatever information you're looking to add here. You have access to change the header. You have access to put an intro paragraph right here. There is no character limit there. You also have access to edit the top picture, essentially the title picture, title image. You guys can upload that. 2000 by 500 is the valid size. So make sure that before you add that in, that your image is essentially cropped to be 2000 by 500. Scrolling down a little bit more, you can see this is set up kind of like a grid system. So you can add in your headline title, which will populate here. Your section 1 paragraph populates right underneath it. You have up to, I want to say it's 250 characters. And then coming down here, you can also add your image. You'll notice both of these images are square. So you want to make sure that they are cropped prior. If not, this platform will squish them to make a square. Underneath that, you have the same thing, header 2, paragraph 2, which is going to populate right here. And then you also have your section 2 image. At the bottom of the page, we have our footer title and our footer paragraph. You guys can also add that in. If you don't want any of this information to populate, you can actually just put a space there as a placeholder, and it will remove it for you. Then I'm just going to click on continue. This is our About Me page. This information is also going to be pulling from the marketing profile that we just set up. Navigation is still the exact same. It's just letting us know we're now on About Me. Search engine optimization, exact same as the previous page. About Me, this is going to be the title that shows up on your physical drop-down list on your website. You have your slug, which is going to be the tail end of your URL for this specific page. And then we have our SEO description, which is going to be the description that populates if someone comes across this page on Google. And then we're going to click on the content. All of this content, again, will pull over from the marketing profile, which is great. So there shouldn't be a lot of edits needed here. You have your About Me page title, which is going to populate right here. Your title, which is populating right underneath. Bio title, which is currently set to be About Scott. You guys can customize that to be About Me, about your name, about your team, whatever you'd like. And then you have your bio. One thing I will note is you'll notice our bio does have page breaks, or essentially paragraph breaks, but on the preview, it's not populating. As long as they're showing up in this text box on the right-hand side, they will show up on the live page. The preview for the actual bio is not correct. So as long as they're showing up here, you guys will be golden. Scrolling down a little bit more, it automatically pulls the contact information that you've added to the marketing profile. So you guys can adjust the title if you'd like to say whatever you'd like. And then your phone number and your email will pull automatically from that marketing profile for you. And then we're going to click on continue. Last but not least, we have the contact us page. So navigation is going to be the exact same. It's just letting us know we're now on the contact us section. Search engine optimization, we have our page title again. Again, this is going to be what shows up on your drop-down list on your physical website. Then we have our slug. So our URL will be scottleroymarketing.kw.com/contact if you wanted to share this specific page. And then our SEO description could be something along the lines of contact us today for all your real estate needs. Underneath that, we have our content. You guys have access to adjust the page header, which is set to be contact us. You can put contact your name, contact your team name, whatever you'd like. You have your intro paragraph, which you don't have to put anything there, but I would recommend removing it if you don't want anything there just by putting a space. Or you can put, again, contact us for all of your real estate needs or whatever you'd like. Message hint is just going to be the suggestive text that shows up right in the message section. So you guys can adjust that accordingly as well. And then phone number and email, again, those are going to pull right from the marketing profile and will auto-populate right at the bottom of that contact us section. Once you've adjusted that, we're just going to click on save and continue. Once you guys have this page up, we're just going to click on manage sites. And then if you guys just set up your website for the first time, chances are all of your eyeballs over here are going to be gray. If you see that, give it about 15 to 20 minutes and then refresh this page. You can even log out and log back in about 20 minutes later, and you'll notice that all of your eyes are now going to be teal. So again, if you guys are just setting it up, you can log out, log back in. You'll click on that consumer section. You'll click on agent site pages, and it will bring you right back here, and your eyes will now show up as teal. And now you'll also see that your URL is clickable right at the top. So you guys can now open that and it will bring you right to the website that you guys just set up. And then if you guys have any questions, concerns, or if something doesn't look correct, by all means, reach out to us. But that's just a quick overview to show you guys how you can set up your website in about 20 minutes.